Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Politics on the Hindus YouTube channel. This is the first episode that I'm recording in the new year 2025. And this episode will be all about the electoral contest in Delhi. The first election that we will be seeing this year, later in the year of course, is the Bihar election. And this election will be the Delhi Assembly polls. And this specific episode is about the Hindutva rhetoric that is starting to color the campaign for Delhi. Why has this arisen close to the election and what it could mean? Polls are around the corner in Delhi with the ruling Aam Aadmi Party anxious to protect its government in the state. This is a state that they have been governing for the last 10 years, decade in fact, and there were massive victories. And already the Aam Aadmi Party has come out with several schemes to woo the electorate that they will be implementing if they win. Now, this includes a rupees 2100 per month income support scheme for women and, more controversially, honorariums for Hindu priests and Sikh granthis of around rupees 18,000 per month as an honorarium as per the agenda. The latter scheme is called the Pujari Granthi Samman Yojana, and registrations of beneficiaries has already been kicked off by Delhi Chief Minister Atishi and her predecessor Arvind Kejriwal. Interestingly, imams of various mosques already granted an honorarium say they have not been paid for the last 17 months, and they also led a protest outside the Chief Minister's residence over this issue. In any case, the scheme, the Pujari Granthi Samman Yojana, has added a piquant flavor to the campaign trail. Now, for a party that came to power on the back of an anti-corruption movement and on the promise of free power and affordable good quality education and healthcare, this new move needs to be examined for what it means. Now, for my part, I can see two reasons for the Pujari Granthi Samman Yojana being announced. Now, the first is the now established electoral fact that freebies do help you win elections. Right from the time when various political parties in Tamil Nadu promised 8 grams of gold to each household with a daughter. This was promised by the AIDMK. Jayalalitha, late Chief Minister there, had won an election on the back of that promise. Then there were free color TVs. I remember that is an election I did cover, 2006 assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. The free color TVs promised by the DMK government, by the DMK party and implemented when they came to power. Free food grains by the Biju Janata Dal. Free bicycles for the girl child by Nitish Kumar in the past. I think that was promised. That was implemented in the 2005 to 2010 kind of period, and he won a massive majority in 2010 assembly elections in Bihar, and more of this kind. And I should also now mention the next level of freebies that have come into the political system since then. That of income support schemes for women announced by the Congress in Karnataka, the BJP in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. All three elections were won by the party that promised these freebies, and freebies win polls, especially if the party has a good track record of delivering once elected. The electorate has just to be convinced that, okay, these people have promised it, they will be giving it, let's vote for them. Now, electorates like freebies. For the AAP, however, the party's government in Punjab is not a good example to cite, having failed to provide the income support scheme for women promised during the last assembly polls in the state. And they had won a massive majority in the Punjab Assembly on the back of those promises. Secondly, even on the issue of free power, the Delhi government is having to face bewildered customers and consumers on the surcharge which is being applied now on these free bills. And they have been sent with months in arrear to consumers who are saying, now, is this something that we have to pay? But we thought we were getting free power if we kept it again under 300 units, etc., etc. But the basic issue that freebies do win polls still stands and is attractive to any person and any party mounting a campaign to win polls. So the Granthi Yojana can be kind of explained firstly in terms of freebies winning electorates. The second reason for the scheme for Granthis and Pujaris, I feel, is not to queer the Hindutva pitch for the BJP, because I have felt for the last few years that I've been watching, the BJP pretty much has cornered the market on the Hindutva pitch. I don't think that there is any political party on the scene at the moment that can compete with the BJP on the Hindutva issue. But this Granthi Yojana has been announced more to ensure that the BJP's campaign to paint it in a corner with regard to Hindu issues does not work. Rohingya and Bangladeshi refugees have already been invoked, and the Delhi polls come after the communal riots in Northeast Delhi a few years ago. If you remember, right after the Delhi Assembly elections were concluded, there were Northeast riots, etc. Not very well handled either by the state or the central government. A lot of tutu meme and a lot of Aam Aadmi Party leaders there were FIRs filed against them, etc. So it's a complicated issue and it is being raised again in this election. So Arvind Kejriwal's party feels that they should be careful about not being identified too closely with one community and alienate another. So there are two big contenders along with the Aam Aadmi Party for the Muslim vote in Delhi this time around. One is the Congress, which, unlike the Aam Aadmi Party, took a stand on the riots, and the AIMIM, which is entering the poll fray. In such a situation, so you have the Hindu vote and you have the Muslim vote. Aam Aadmi Party is to get both. Now, after the Northeast Delhi riots and the way the Congress stood beside the Muslim community on those issues and the AIM's entry, there is some competition there. So they want to ensure that even if the BJP gets some part of its Hindu vote, the large part of the Hindu vote which came to the Aam Aadmi Party is not alienated from it. So this is one of the reasons, I think the second reason that I said that this Pujari Granthi Yojana has been announced. Like, in such a situation, the AAP wants to ensure that there is no fragmentation of their own Hindu vote base, of the Hindu vote that it used to get. AAP has done this in the past as well, with demands that pictures of Hindu gods and goddesses be on India's currency notes, of regular Hanuman Chalisa chants, Sundarkand parts, and Mr. Kejriwal undertaking a pilgrimage to the new Ram temple in Ayodhya soon after the consecration of the deity there in January 2024. Now, BJP has been quick to denounce the scheme as a gimmick, terming the Aam Aadmi Party as a Chunavi Hindu, or as a set of people who turn into devout Hindus when polls are due. This was a name that they had given to Congress leader Rahul Gandhi as well during the 2017 assembly polls in Gujarat, as well as when the latter was making the rounds of Hindu temples in that state during those polls. The consolidation of a Hindu vote by the BJP has been the big political advantage that it has had under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Shiv Sena, UBT, under the United Shiv Sena under Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, once a partner in that vote bank, has lost most of the advantage due to its splitting and Uddhav Thackeray taking his Shiv Sena and joining up with the Congress and the NCP, the Mahagathbandhan the MVA, in Maharashtra. So you can see that pretty much, as I said, the BJP has cornered the market on the Hindutva vote. Now, all of this, the need to keep voters of the Hindu faith neutral towards it, is possibly pushing the Aam Aadmi Party into announcing the Pujari Granthi scheme. Will it work? Now, that is the million-dollar question. In the past, when the Delhi electorate has voted, it has differentiated very clearly between the Assembly and Lok Sabha polls, with Assembly polls going the Aam Aadmi Party's way and the Lok Sabha completely going the Bharatiya Janata Party's way. AAP's actions this time around demonstrate that it is not very sure of its ground or what might click with the people it has governed over for the last 10 years. It is therefore one more thing in a search for a winning formula to win polls. As far as I know, election contests really come into their own once candidates are face-to-face and a poll date fixed. That is about to happen in the weeks coming up. Sometimes issues that seem important before candidates are announced are forgotten by polling day. We have to wait and see the longevity of AAP's Hindutva push as an actual issue on the ground. For this week, entering this new year, this is all I have for you. Please do subscribe to the Hindu's YouTube channel if you want more content of this kind. Goodbye, and I shall see you next week.